modern drummer, David Frangioni, Michael McDermott, on stage here, Joan Jett, live. Obviously, it's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, but this is a very Blackheart kit, and I see the logo.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. This looks like a kind of a one-of-one kit.
It is. Mike from SJC really took care of me, and it took me a while to get to SJC. I was in a Jersey band and went with a Jersey company, and when I got this gig, I immediately called Mike and was like, Mike, and he's like, are you ready? You're finally time to come home. So yeah, this is a couple years old. I'm not sure whether this is when we tried to do this, if this is the same thing.
All right, so take us around it. What have we got?
We're looking at a 2214. I had a little bit bigger depths in the past, and I think we've all gotten even too big and had them cut down. 2214. I'm a 12 by 6'5". 1412, 1614. And as we just discussed, 1410. This is Dark Horse that I went with originally.
Like a marching snare.
Yeah. Kind of like the ballady snare, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Big, deep.
Yeah, with the big fat snare drum on it,
And the jingles.
Yeah.
You leave that on the whole show?
Yeah.
So that's the sound.
If I had to go to that.
And then this is also a very deep snare drum though.
This is our 6'5" CDC. The guy Rhino who does drum key shop and sleeved washers also does all of my snare drums minus that.
So this is only a 6.5.
Yeah,
it's deeper.
It looks. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And what's it made out
of? Maple.
Okay.
But there's one of those, and there's another one here. It's kind of like the little brother, or this is actually the original. This is I got in 2006 on Warped Tour. But I need
light.
Oh yeah,
a little bit of
a crack, and I'll tell you, everywhere I go, sound men are just like, wow, what is that drum? What is that drum? Both of them, really. I mean, I needed the swap to be easy and seamless, and for them to sound the same thing. So
and it is. And then you got this muffler that, it's like a beanbag.
Yeah. Different weights. My drum tech, Donnie Reyes from Phoenix TX, just turned me kind of onto those. We've been doing a couple of different variations of them. They really work well on the snare, kind of without having any other gel or something. And it just gives you the beef that you kind of need.
And what are the drums made of?
Those are the M5 shells. So they're a maple as well. This is I think my third kit that I've gotten, and out of the box, with very minor adjustments, they come out singing. So I really give praise to Mike and SJC and all the dudes there for
making a great kit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And you got the Emperor, the 2-ply black heads, keeping everything Blackheart themed, right?
It's funny. I am an Evans endorser because of ProMark when they did the swap, but I have so much Remo stock and I love Remo. I'm a Remo kid. So even when you weren't getting things, I was still buying stuff. I was like, I just want what I know sounds good, and I don't care what it costs. I'll pay that. So I kind of love both, and I kind of go between I have the EMAD on the front here.
Okay. ProMark sticks, as you said, from the Diodario family.
Yep.
And these have the grip on them.
They do.
What sticks are these?
They're 808s, and they started out as the Billy Cobham model.
Oh, right.
The old and right.
Yeah, I remember. I do.
Billy Cobham model. Then it went to Paul Word-to-Go, and then Ian Pace. So
all those guys have
had the 808. Yeah. Oh, but for me, they're the ever loving Billy Cobham sticks.
Yeah,
I remember. That's what I grew up on. So
love it.
Yeah. So
and you're a Sabian endorsee.
My Chris Stanky man. Yes.
Is it my imagination? But all the drums and cymbals look tilted like away. What's the science here?
To a degree, it's kind of like they're just very ergonomic. It's so that I don't really have a lot of range and motion to move. I don't really want to reach for something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just that. Being old, David. It's being old and
young at heart, though. Young at heart.
But that just very, very ergonomic. Just for that. And it's also so I get more of just a wrist little flap.
So let's go through the sizes. You got 15-inch groove hats.
15-inch groove hats. I have a 19 complex. These also change through things like what I have at home. Some of it's the same.
Okay.
Groove hats never change. They've been my favorite forever.
Okay.
The HHX Complex Ozone. What do we got here? An AX Thin Crash 20. This is the Paragon. I think this is a 22.
Neil's Ride.
Yeah, the Master. And then this is another thing that when I found these, the Groove 21-inch HHX Groove Ride is another staple that everything, and maybe the Aero Crash, but these two, anything else can change except for these two. And they always have to change.
So 2 rides.
To a degree, but sort of crash rideys.
Okay.
You know, they're way more washable than a Ping, although this one will give me more of that.
Right.
And then I have the 16 Groove hats, which they didn't have at first.
Because you wanted 16s.
Yeah.
How do you decide which hats you go to? Which
I try to keep a lot of the wash to Joni to a minimum, and so there's a lot of like that on some things. If you know, like in like Hate Myself and stuff, you know, instead of going to hitting a hard crash, I'm just sort of like rocking on those or giving these a shimmer just to bring it up. Just for that. I mean, that's kind of why I have the baffles, the shy baffles out there, just to sort of keep all of the sound from me.
And that helps a lot for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's 62 inches from me, from the front of my bass drum. So, and that never changes either. We are constantly in a CBGB setting, which we love. But yeah.
And you've got the Tama hardware, Iron Cobras.
Yep, all Tama. I grew up right outside of Bensalem, Pennsylvania, Hoshino. So, big Tama kid my whole life. My first kit was a Swing Star, and I've never moved off of Tama hardware. Ever since. And I have a plethora of Tama hardware. If anybody needs hardware, let me know.
Wait.
But no, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, everything just works seamlessly. Even when we went for the shy baffles, you know, Donnie and I knew that we were going to go for Tama, you know, like sort of splash cymbal arms. Everything works. Tama's just, you know, strongest name in drums.
Yep. And this is a 5-piece kit.
Yep.
True rock kit. Is this the configuration, whether you're playing with Joan or any other gig? Like, this is your setup? This
exact thing has been, even with this, has been probably my exact setup since like 2001.
Okay.
Minus that. I used to have a big floating China, which I'll give you a good one. We were at the BBC doing a session, and the engineer's over here, and he's miking up the hi-hats, and he sort of gives me the note. She's like, "What's up with the comedy cymbal?" Sorry, I have bad English accent. "What's up with the comedy cymbal?" And I was like, "The comedy cymbal?" And he's like, "Yeah, but and honestly, so then the China affectionately became known in my camp as the comedy cymbal. So once the comedy cymbal, this is maybe a little too aggressive for this gig.
Right.
So, but the Aero, it kind of gives you the best of both worlds of sort of a China.
Enough of an effect.
Yeah, and that, I'll tell you, like, these two together, those two together, you get any combo of things, you know what I mean? They're just really, it's like a rich, just full sound. But yeah, I got rid of the comedy cymbal and went to the Aero Crash.
And this is not as funny.
It's not. I didn't even think the other one was funny, but he did it. And I'll tell you what, that's all it took. If you're a drummer, that's all your bandmates need, is for somebody to give them a little in so that they can mess with you a little bit. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. How many years have you been playing with Joan Jett now?
This is my 10th year.
10th year.
So.
And what is something that nobody knows about Michael McDermott?
Wow, something that nobody knows. There's probably not anything that nobody else does. I'm just super hard on myself, super hard. And if I play something, if I don't do it right, and you know, we're all in a gig where you cannot mess it up. So if there's anything like that, just very real, I wear it. I wear my emotions kind of on my sleeve, and just
you take it personally.
Super personal. I mean, I feel like you're part of like a thing that you don't want to let anyone down, you know, and especially the drummers, we're kind of that concrete, and you're kind of holding up everybody.
Especially in a rock gig.
Yeah.
Any gig, but a rock gig, this is the concrete.
Yeah. And she just needs kind of like, you know, like a heavyweight Charlie Watts. And so I try to give her the
that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Less
that's
is more.
Great way to describe it.
Oh yeah. Less is more. The last guy who was here, Tommy Price, for years, they say that there's like big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? Tommy wore fucking boots. Pardon my French, but he wore boots. And so it's definitely an honor and a thing. And I just try to sort of cherish that, honor that, keep it moving forward, keep giving them what they need.
Well, something else a lot of people probably don't know about you is you're a baseball player.
Yes, former. I mean, now I'm in Texas, so I'm not. South Florida was good to me with the South Florida Adult League, but yeah, I haven't latched on in Texas.
You love baseball your whole life?
I have. What
was your favorite, or is your favorite team?
The Mets. Yeah,
okay.
And I was on the Boca Mets. So
okay.
So I got drafted. Yeah, so
how apropos. So 86 is the last time they won a World Series.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
close in the Subway Series, but they actually won it in 86.
Mets. Yep,
Okay. And do you know the Miracle Mets?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Tom
yeah.
Seaver.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're up to speed on your Mets.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
man.
just checking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
And he's also a Mets fan. We're all actually. Dougie, our guitar player, he's a Mets fan.
Okay.
Joni, super huge Orioles fan. Our bass player Hal is a big Phillies fan.
Oh,
Kenny,
so this is a baseball stage.
We are on the buses, and there's text going around, and people. Did you see the score? Have you seen? Oh, it is. Yeah, it is baseball central. All sports really, no matter where we're at. We were in Melbourne, and the Open was going on, so we were all tennis all day long.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, it gives
so that maybe that's one thing that nobody knows. Blackhearts are a real sporty band. Sporty band.
What would you say was your biggest inspiration, or who was your biggest inspiration when you look back on your career? Doesn't have to be a drummer. What was your biggest inspiration?
God, my mom.
Huge inspiration.
Dad, both my parents. I mean,
big reason why we're standing here.
Oh yeah, I mean we know. I mean they need to be. What's the word I'm looking for? Supportive, but like really just
tolerant.
Thank you. Tolerant of the sound of having people over your house. I think my dad realized the first time we took the drums out of the house, it's much easier maybe to have people come into the house, because then like you're not moving all of the drums and they're moving, just an amp and a guitar. So things like that. But I mean, drummer wise, I would go like Bill Stevenson from the Descendants, Fish from Fishbone. I mean, clearly all the greats from Charlie, but Bonham. But I mean, for people in my world, I was a punk kid. Okay. So
where did you grow up? In Pennsylvania, then, right?
Yeah, right outside of like Philly and Trenton, New Jersey.
So you get to the city pretty easily.
Yeah,
a lot of that was happening.
Oh, all the time. Yeah, City Gardens in Trenton was my haunt.
What's one of your greatest memories when you look back that you wish everybody could experience because it was so great?
You know what? I mean, there was no. It was all open back then, and not that I think that music is wonderful and everybody should do it, but everybody kind of does it, and it was just sort of great when there weren't that many people and you were like, oh my god, like it was more of an event instead of, you know what I mean? Again, I love that it's so accessible to everybody because music saves, so it's that. But thinking about like having stacked bills when you would have like multiple. 3 or 4 amazing bands, like kind of like a Monsters of Rocky thing, but all the time, you know what I mean? And so things like that, I miss those. I miss big stacked lineups of great bands.
The energy of going
all
to
of that,
one
just
venue and seeing that.
Yeah. And of being in a scene that like wasn't fully exposed yet, you know what I mean? Like early, all that early Warped Tour punk rock stuff, nobody was, that was early. And so you were coming into towns where that wasn't happening yet. And so, or, all over Europe, and you'd be playing tiny little clubs and where kids just adored music, you know what I mean? And they cherish it. It just meant so much. Oh, all of that. So just that, I think the excitement of music has sort of maybe for some has lost its luster. Not for me. I can't go hours without wanting to go to the bus and hear some tunes or, you know what I mean? So I'm still a kid at heart that way.
What's your favorite Joan Jett song to play?
Hate Myself.
Why?
Hate Myself for the just the beat, everything. My floor tom is kind of like my ride cymbal, and you'll see it if you're around tonight. Like these are my ride cymbals. So just you're riding on that all the time. It's just powerful. It's full. The guitar tone, the riff in Hate Myself is just sort of gets me every time.
Iconic song.
Yeah. And then it's just, but every time, like I love rock and roll. So every time I start with da 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 da, I mean,
you hear the crowd.
God, well, you're 8 years old in your room again, or you're in your basement. You're like, holy shit, I'm playing this, but she's right there. Like we're playing the song. Like So it's super like
and
that.
and it's got like an odd time thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A little. Yeah.
You realize it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't. That it changes time.
No, and you definitely don't want her to do like this. You don't want her to look over the shoulder, so you want to keep that.
Have you been able, I mean, you're here 10 years, so she's obviously not looking very much. What's the secret to being the drummer that she needs out there? 'Cause she's, like you said, she's on a limb.
I follow her. She's my click.
She's your Elvis.
She's my Elvis. She's my click. I see it in the way she moves her leg. I watch her arm, her hands. We don't run a click. There's no triggers. There's nothing. There's no tracks. There's no clicks.
And if she's feeling a little more energetic and the tempo's up, or she wants to lay back and the tempo's down, you're on it.
Yep. Follow that. Just be with me. Listen to my voice. Listen to my. But then listen to everything. Just be on it. Be aware. Be very present. I think is like the word that I like to use in this camp. Is you have to be present. You have to be aware and just always. Again, I probably never take my eyes off of it. Ever. Okay. I mean, sort of a little bit, but not
That's
really.
the North Star.
Yeah.
And obviously that works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned from working with Joan Jett? Such an icon and has been professional rock star, not just performer, for decades. What's the biggest lesson you learned?
Consistency. And
she is.
Yeah. And just also being true to yourself. And I kind of always knew that. But then also the idea that like we all bleed red. And so there's nobody better than somebody else. And so everyone matters. You know what I mean? And if there was no you, there's no us, you know? My favorite gig is still my mother's basement. But when I come out of that, you need that. And so just that, being humble, cherish the fact of what we have the crew have a saying, who lives like we do? We do. You know what I mean? And and that's because we do. I mean, we're so fortunate. It's definitely rough day after day, but it's just the best job in the world. Yeah, it's the best job.
And it starts at the top. It sounds like Joan is a person of gratitude.
Yeah. Again, when we're all, I mean, we go outside and we have catches, we play wiffle ball. I mean, we love each other. We like, I mean, I've never really been in a band where we've hated each other, but I've seen it. And so you know what that's like, and you're very fortunate that you have a very loving family.
So you're the second baseman. What's her position?
Oh, pitcher. She's going to be the pitcher. She's always, when we play wiffle ball, she pitches, man. And she's got like a wicked slider, a lot of junk, man. She throws a lot of good junk that just comes at you, and you're like, oh, I'm going to tag this. And then it falls aside, and you're like, go on. And
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She went to the Orioles camp, and like their training camp and like the fantasy camp thing, and so she's in it.
She's totally in it.
Yeah, good stuff.
So let's hear the kid.
Okay. This sounds so good.
Yeah, sounds great. Man, what's this hoop?
That's the S hoop. The added to the diecast, the older brother to the diecast, I guess. Mm-hmm. I do a fair amount of like ska and reggae. I have another band called the Kilograms.
Okay.
With like Joe Gittleman from the Boss Tones.
I see.
So
that's where all of the riff.
Yeah. So a lot of that's happening, A lot of that, getting that in there.
Very musical sounding hoop.
Yeah. You can, again, and it gives you the crack. I mean, I'm probably playing, everything probably has a rim shot just because you want that,
Yeah,
so,
crack.
Yeah.
And you got a Porter and Davies throw.
I have 3 Porter and Davies throws. I can't live without them, and they have to be kind of wherever I'm at.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a little addicted to that. Those in it.
Because you don't have a sub anywhere, right? So that's the bottom end.
Yeah, no monitor,
ears,
no sub,
no wedge. So it's ears and a Porter.
Which is perfect. When you have ears, if you're just running ears or studio and that, all of it. Even when I do like really small gigs, that's where that is probably even more impressive is when you're playing a tiny club that definitely doesn't have anything, and you don't even have ears. I mean, no ears, no wedge, or the wedge is like little 12, and you're thumping away because there's that bottom end for you, and so you feel it, and you're like, you know. So I love it. I love it.
Michael McDermott, David Frangioni, modern drummer. Check out Michael on tour with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I love rock and roll. He definitely loves rock and roll.
I love it.
And we love you guys. So we'll see you guys soon.